Hi everybody. How's everybody doing today? Happy Stampin' Sunday. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes for everybody to get on and say hi. Oh, let me put my comments up there. So just stop and say hi. Again, I'm still playing with the new program. I think I got a lot of glitches. Or they're not actually glitches. I'm the glitch. I got a lot of things figured out. So hopefully this will be okay this time. Again, one of the things that I have to tell you is whenever you're doing, whether it's Facebook Live or using this program, if you move too fast, you'll get some blurriness. And unfortunately, since it's live, I can't edit that. The other thing is if there's bad service for a minute or two, it might get a little blurry. It's just some things. I watch other people's videos and I see the same thing. And I was curious to see if other people had the same problem. So remember, it's technology and it's not perfect. So just bear with it and with me or with the programs. We'll get through it. And, you know, I just need to slow down when showing things. The other thing is that there's when I switch the screens, I notice there's like a little lag in between. So my mouth might be moving and it might not catch up. I don't know. But anyway, bear with me. Okay, so let me see who's on. Hi, Diana. Hi, Winann. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Vicky. Oh, having some surgery tomorrow, so I have to stay with her. Well, I hope everything goes well, Vicky, for your mom, okay? So, again, I'm just going to go over a couple of real quick things here. Don't forget that the bonus days are still going on until the 31st. So for every $50 that you order, Stampin' Up's going to send you a $5 coupon to be used in September. If you order through me, $50, every $50, you get a chance to win a Stamparatus. I'm going to jump on real quick sometime September 1st and pull that person's name. Okay, so one lucky winner will get a free Stamparatus. The Color Your Season bundle, Blend Your Seasons, whatever you want to call it. We call it just about everything, or at least I do. That's still going on and it's still available. The new catalog starts September 5th. Don't forget that. My 6x6 sampler, which I have here, the first one is already sold out, so you can get on the next list, and that's where you're going to get a 6x6 sheet of all the new DSPs plus the dash along as a bonus. It's 90 sheets of DSP, 84 sheets from the catalog, and then you're going to get 6 bonus sheets from me of the dash along, which is a program in September. You can get that DSP by placing a $250 order, or, and let me just show you that, or having a workshop. So this is the paper, and I forget that you can't see. I have to hold it up. Okay, so when I lay it back down, you'll see this. This is the dash along paper, but you're going to get 6 sheets of this free, 6x6, if you order the paper share through me. Okay, so just to let you know about that. Again, that's only USA only. I can't do that for Canada or outside the United States. Okay, and so I think that's it for the updates. So I'm going to flip the camera, and I think it'll be easier to see what I've been working on. Although I will tell you this today, we're doing Dashing Deer, and that has the matching framelits and also a nice impression folder, which I will show you that I've used. Okay, so I'm just going to switch the camera so you can see. Okay, so again, this is the hostess code for August if you want to order online with me. You can always email me with an order also. I take credit cards, debit cards, PayPal. If you have a regular demonstrator, that's great. But if you don't, just contact me. I'd love to be your demonstrator. Hi, Francis from California. Where are you in California, Francis? My son lives out in Burbank, him and his girlfriend. Okay, so with that said, let me move this away for now. Let me just move this over. I'll put this, let's put this over here. My table's not long enough. It never is. Okay, so again, the dash along paper, I'll bring that in. This is the DSP I was talking about. Okay, so you can see some of the papers. And, of course, they're double-sided. And I used those in some of my cards today. Okay, so this is the freebie. It's a promotion that's going to go on in September. With a $250 order, you get this designer series paper free, or an order or a workshop. So if you want to have a workshop, let me know. And the other designer series paper you're going to see me using today is, even though it doesn't go with the Dashing Deer, it goes with, this is Joyce Noel Sweet, but you'll see that this paper goes so well with this stamp set. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Anything that glitters I like. So you see that paper, and then you see the little deer in there. So of course that's going to go Hollister. Okay, Central California. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop talking in the middle. I do that all the time, don't I? Okay, so you see this paper. This paper is absolutely gorgeous, and you're going to see me use that tonight. So again, don't forget, if you need a holiday catalog, just contact me. You can send me a private message. Go to Stampersdelight.com. Oh yes, Stampersdelight.com. Stampersdelight, that's me. So let me bring that back in again. So I know there's a little glare here, so I might hold it up a little bit. This is the Dashing Deer. My husband's going to work on the lighting down here, because where I sit, there's a light right over me. I need it when I teach my classes, but it glares when I do my videos. And then you have the detailed deer framelets. Actually, I was going to do a scrapbook page, but I didn't have a chance to get that done with the deer. Maybe I'll do that and show it to you Friday. So here's all the pieces to that. And you want to be careful, because there's a lot of little flowers in here. Okay, so you want to be careful that you don't lose those, which I have a tendency to do. Now, I didn't use all the framelits on my cards today. Actually, I think the only two I didn't use were these nice little corners. But okay, I always put my on a magnetic sheet and then put them back in. I'm not going to put that back in, because eventually I am going to need to take that out. And the other thing that, and it's in the catalog, it goes with a lot of the sets, is the another new Big Shot impressing textured embossing plate. Okay, and that's the swirls and curls. Swirls and curls. A goober on there. Everything's a goober to me. Okay, so that is, you'll see that on some of my samples. That's really, this doesn't just have to be for the holidays. Okay, this is going to go for a lot of things. Hi, Ginny. Hi, Fran. Hi, Diana. Diana's going to be my partner in crime in Orlando. And by the way, if you are a demonstrator and you tune into my videos and you're going to on stage or center stage in Orlando, don't forget to stop and say hi to me, because you see me on video. I don't always see you. I mean, I can't see your faces. So stop and say hi if you see me walking by, okay? I would love to meet you in person. Okay, so let's look at some of the samples. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you some tags. Okay, so obviously this is a tag, and I'm using the blended seasons or whatever. You know me. I don't sweat the small stuff. I don't get the names right unless I'm looking at it in the catalog. I should know everything by name, but you honestly can't. This is the Stitch Season framelets. Okay. I mean, if somebody wanted to order it, I would get the right name. So this is a tag, and you can see if I bring it up close, it's got the curls and swirls embossing folder. Yes, Kathleen, I'm going to center stage. And I'd love to meet up with you. And then, again, so I did the larger one and the smaller one, and then I embossed that. And on the back, I used the Botanical Bliss. See, I forgot the name of it already. But that's got the great to and from, so I use that one a lot. So that's one of the frames. And, of course, this is our new glitter paper, glimmer paper. Nice thin paper. It goes through the Big Shot really easy. And this framelet's one of my favorite framelets. That's to the Festive Farmhouse. I use that a lot now. I did that last week's video, but that framelit stays right near me. So that's one of them. The other one that I did was, again, I used the Stitched Season framelets, and then I stamped this reindeer. And what I did to have it two-toned is I inked it up, okay, in the cherry cobbler. And then I just took a, you could take a paper towel. That's what I used, a paper towel or a baby wipe. I don't like to use baby wipes because sometimes they leave lint, but it does work. Actually, what I use now, which works, is your chamois. I just, dabbed off my with my chamois, the antlers, and then I took a marker and colored it in brown. So I got the two-tone there. And of course, this greenery here is from the new punch that's in the catalog. So you see that everything does go together. And then here's the festive farmhouse twine. I like all three of them. Yes, it's mellow moss. Okay, so I like to use all three of these together. And it's, it would just make such a nice tag. These are some of the tags we'll be doing at my my Stamp-A-Stack tags in September. This one's just a cute little one, using our tag punch. Okay, and again I used the two little deer and our red ribbon, satin ribbon. Did it the opposite way. And again, this is the dash along paper. And then I just decided to do a green. Obviously, we don't have green and red reindeers, but Christmas time, everything can be green and red. And again, I used some of the greenery, and I don't know if you can see it. I did a vellum. I did that on the other one, too. And a green one. Okay. And the to and from on the back. And then here's another one in cherry cobbler. Is that cherry cobbler? Sometimes yes. I have to check sometimes. Okay, so this is the cherry cobbler. And again, I did the same thing with the deer, only this was gray granite. And I inked it. So I inked the whole thing up, then I used my chamois and cleaned off that part of the stamp, and then I inked the gray granite there. Okay, and again, I used the twine. Okay, so those are the tags that I came up with. This I cased, sort of. If you have the catalog already, you'll see this on page 8. It's very similar to that. I cased it, but of course I changed it. Okay, very glittery. One thing I love is my glitter. And I used the shimmery paper there, the gold. And of course I did the reindeer in gold. And just the white flowers. And the embossing folder. Swirls and curls. And then this is embossed in gold. Okay. So you can see that. And when you open that card up. Now I use the thick card base, the thick Whisper White. It took me a while to try that out. I don't know why. I just didn't think it was going to crease very well, but it does. I don't know. And for a base, it's great, especially if you only have one extra layer on there. And I like the white on white. So this really adds a little heaviness to the card. Okay. So when you open it up, what I did in there is I also embossed the saying. Okay. Remembering you this season with warm thoughts and a wish for everything merry. So that was, again, I put one of our fauceted glitter dots there, or whatever. They're fauceted, I guess they're just called the fauceted dots in gold. Okay. I should write everything down, but if you're like me, and I know everybody else is too, you're busy. Look at this. I have those little dots from my dimensionals on here. They follow me everywhere. Okay. Well, here's the next one I did. Actually, I didn't do these in order, but this one's using the Night of Navy and, of course, our foil paper. And again, I used the tag punch or the framelit from the Festive Farmhouse. I used our white satin ribbon with the silver trim. I love navy blue and silver. I love it. I mean, I know people didn't like blue. Some people didn't like blue for Christmas, but it's a big thing now for the holidays. And then I gave him a little dot there for his eye, so I'll bring that up a little bit. Okay. And again, this is on the white, the thick Whisper White. And then on the inside, I just stamped Remembering You. Oh, this is the shimmery paper. I apologize. This is shimmery paper. Remembering You. It's the same saying. Okay. And I didn't put, usually I put a little, I probably would use one of the little deer over here, but I didn't do that on this one. Okay, so that was the next one I did. Then I did what I call the tent fold. Okay, so this is using the farmhouse. I think this is the farmhouse DSP. And again, our stitched season framelit. And I used the smaller one for that. And this is Granny Apple Green. And again, I did the same thing. Stamped and then cleaned it off. Or just, you can just try to ink that part up. And then just wipe off what you don't need and use your marker. And you can see I use that punch quite a bit with these cards. Oh, really? When Ann says she does one of her trees done in blue and silver. I can remember my mother and my aunts having a silver tree. Matter of fact, the first apartment I ever got, we couldn't afford a Christmas tree, me and my girlfriend, so we took my mother's fake silver tree with one of those reflector lights. Anyway, so, and then I used the flowers with some other designer series paper, and I put some little red rhinestones on there. And then this one, I did the inside a little bit narrower, and this says, with appreciation for all you do and for your year-round spirit of giving. And see, this is what I meant. I would probably put that little deer inside the other card too, because I like to have a little something in my card. So this is on the cherry cobbler. And then again, this is the dash along paper. And then this, I just did the framelit. I didn't use the stamp. I just used the framelit, and I used the framelit and the designer series paper there. So I didn't stamp anything on there. I just stamped Christmas Wishes. Now the Christmas Wishes is actually this stamp that says Happiest Christmas Wishes. Yes, they are, Kathleen. They are in high demand again. I should have kept it, right? Okay, so what I did was I just inked up this part of it, you know, without the happiest, and used the Christmas Wishes on here. So that's another way to use your stamp. And of course, this is the silver baker's twine, white and silver. And then inside here, I used the same saying with the red. Could have used cherry cobbler, but for some reason I stamped that into real red, and it works perfect because they all coordinate. Okay, and for the last card, which is the one I'm going to be doing on tonight, is with the Merry Merlot. And I call this a trifold card. I know there's another name for it, but I call it my trifold card. And I know there's another name, so just keep me honest here and tell me what it is. Okay, so this is the card that I came up with to show you tonight. Okay, and I'll explain everything in a minute after I open it up, which I'll do slowly. This is one of those ones where you just know when you see it what you're going to do. Okay, now a couple of things I want to tell you before we go ahead and do this. Right here, the rhinestones, I used the bronze blender pen because obviously the rhinestones are silver, and I used the copper foil paper. So I wanted that to blend in a little bit, so I used the bronze blender pen. You can't really see it, but let me see if I can bring it up. It takes away the silveryness out of it. Okay, and then I used the Joyous Noel paper and the Shimmery White. Okay, now I'm just going to turn it around here, and let's see, so you can see it this way. And this way. Oh, thank you, Win Ann. And then, of course, it folds right up into the envelope. Okay. So for this card, and I do have the sizes down that I did, and I will put those on the Facebook Live when I edit it. I mean, it's live, but I go back and put my information on here afterwards. So I will have the sizes down. But for now, let me just tell you what we have here, okay? So let's start with, we have a base. This base is 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to move this out of the way. So this is 4 1/4 by 11. Then we have another strip. The strip is 1 1/2 by 11. Now there's a lot of different sizes out there. You can make this strip smaller if you want. But I'm just giving you the ones for this card that I did, okay? So this is 1 1/2 by 11. Then layering that, the DSP, okay, this is 4 by 5 1/4. This is 1 by 11. These two little pieces, you need 2 of these, is 2 1/2 by 4. And again, I am going to add this to the video probably tomorrow, not tonight, because it's garage sale mystery night tonight. Hallmark Channel. And then the white pieces, this white piece is, and did I write this one down? I didn't write this one down. Let me tell you what this is. This is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So, because this has to layer on here. Okay? I thought I wrote it down. But you want it to layer on there. And then these two little pieces are 2 1/4 by 3, 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so they layer on there so that you can see the edges. Now, a little trick that a lot of people, before I get scoring, and I'm going to tell you the scoring. When you layer this onto your card, you kind of waste that designer series paper. And I don't necessarily always do this, but I know some people that do. So I'm going to show you that. Let me just grab my paper cutter. And I never used to do this, but I do it now because it really does save a little bit. You can take your punches and punch out some things in here, or just take, and you don't want to take too much, but I like to just make I want to make sure that this base is still thick enough. You don't want to take too much away. Just maybe take a little bit. You could use it for a tag or something. Okay, just so that you can punch out, so you save a little piece of that designer series paper. And I don't want this too flimsy, so I didn't want to cut too much away. Okay, so I'll save that for a tag. Now, let me get this out of the way. Now that I gave you the measurements, let me tell you about the score lines. So for the large base, okay, you're going to score this one at 2 3/4. And if I mess this up like I did last week, I have another one already done. Okay, so 2 3/4. And this is Mary Merlot. I'm not sure if I told you that. And then I'm going to do 5 1/2. Okay, and I'm just going to show you that. So I'm going to fold that. And I'll use my bone folder in a minute. But so this is going to fold. Okay, like that. All right. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this part of it. Okay, you've got your longer piece, which you're going to score the same way. 2 3/4 and 2 1/2. And you've got this piece that you're going to do it with. You can, because remember, this is going to fit exactly on there. You can go ahead and snail that down. I know some people do individual pieces. For this one, I'm using the same one. You know, I'm not doing individual pieces, if that makes sense. So what you can do is you can snail this down and then score it, or score them individually. So again, you're going to score it the same way. You're going to score it at 2 3/4, 5 1/2. Just bend that. And again, I'm going to use the bone folder in a minute. This piece, the long strip, you're going to do the same way. 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Okay, that's all that we need for that for. Okay, so if you do them separately, this is the way and again, I have to take this out of the underneath the camera so I can bend it. Okay, because I can't really see. And I want to make sure I did this correctly. Okay. So I folded these two. Now I butt that up to the end, make sure it's there, make sure it's there, it is. Or you could have, again, you could have done it together. But the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and snail this down. So knowing me, I'll probably lose it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put that together right now. There's a lot of different ways you can do these cards, and I'll show you what I was talking about in 1 second. So I did the whole strip. Some people, and then I'm going to get my bone folder. Oh yes, there it is. See, I'm getting better. I actually have things where I can see them. And I'm just going to make sure I got this down really well. Or you can do individual strips. To me, it's easier just doing one large one. Okay. So then, I might as well go ahead and glue this down, because I know where I'm putting these. So I'm just going to go ahead and snail these down. Go ahead and put that in there. And the same thing with these two little pieces. They're going to go in here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and snail those down. I was out in the pool today for a little while because it was so nice, and it's so sad. It's the end of the summer already. I don't know. Time just flies by, especially summer. Winter never seems to fly by. Okay, we're going to put that right there. Okay, so we have that. Now, this piece, of course, is going to go in here. So I'm going to do all that first. All right, I'm just going to get this all stamped, and then I'll do my cutting out. So for this piece, I'm going to go ahead and get the saying. And I just want to make sure I have this stamped straight. See, I don't have this correct on my block. So now that I know that, it's tilting up. I'm going to tilt this down. There's a method to my madness. I'm just going to tilt that down a little bit. There we go. And then this fancy piece, okay, I was going to put it on the top here. I was going to put it on the bottom, but you're not going to see the bottom. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to bring this back in. And I'm putting all my pieces together that I can first, okay? Cover up that nice little hole that I made so I can save some of that gorgeous Designer Series paper. And the problem with the Designer Series paper is I love both sides of it. Okay, so that's the inside there. Now these two little guys, I have both of the other two deer. And I'm just going to stamp those in the Merry Merlot. I'm going to stamp them up a little higher than I did the other card, because remember, this piece is kind of wide. I don't necessarily measure the whole thing to know exactly where they're going to be. I don't think anybody that you send this card to is going to be that picky, but you might want to look a little bit. I eyeball everything. Like I always say, if I had to be perfect, I definitely wouldn't be stamping. Okay, so they're going to go right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Stamping is very forgiving. I think we all know that. And if you're a new stamper, it's the greatest craft because it's not only a stress reliever, it's fun. People love getting hand-stamped cards, gifts. And again, it's very forgiving. So there we go. Okay. So there's that part of the card. Okay, so I'm going to just put this aside for a minute. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. Okay. Now, here's a little trick for you. This is the copper, our copper foil. And I'm going to take out my... I want my two big ones, my two big deer. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right there. One of the things, I didn't use foil paper for a long time because, and I always like to maneuver this so I can get the best on here. Okay. The thing was, it dents. It dents very easily. Okay, so the way to get around that, and I want this little guy, see if I can move him right in there. You just don't want to overlap those. So when you run it through your Big Shot, especially if you don't have new plates, okay, you will get a lot of dents or dings. So the way around that is put a piece of computer paper. This happens to be coupons for one of the stores that I didn't go to this week. Make sure I got this, which I don't. Pull it all the way up. There we go. So put your computer paper on there. And you see I marked these embossing folders only. But once I need new plates for my framelits, then I switch them. So this was used for a framelit a couple times. So now it's for the framelits. Okay. So, and I'm just going to run that through. Whoop. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm just going to run this through. Oh, thank you for sharing, Carol. Yes, don't forget to share my video. Thank you. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you have been awesome. I have gotten so many new friends on Facebook, and I'm up to over 200 YouTube followers. Thank you. I love you guys. And when I say guys, that means guys and girls. Okay, so I'm just going to take this off. And see, he already stuck to that. But that's okay. We don't care about that. Pull this off. And again, the computer paper helped so that I don't have big dents in my foil. So we're just going to pull that off. Get the little guy out there. I have a lot of deer in my yard. And let me get my pokey tool. He's around here somewhere. Oh, here he is. Okay. And we're just going to, well, this one will pop right out. But you see, now I don't have any dings in that. So I use foil paper a lot now. That's the way to get around getting all those little dings out of it. I mean, you still might get a little ding here and there. So technical. Let's just pull this guy out. And that's what these little holes are for. To push them without hurting them. Gently. There we go. And let's grab this one. Could have used the detail plate on this, but you really didn't have to. They do come off pretty easy. Anybody have big plans for Labor Day? I just am looking forward to the 3-day weekend. One more day to stamp. Okay. Pull that out. Okay, so there's my 3 deer that I'm going to use. Okay. Get all those little crevices out. This one's stuck in there a little bit. There he goes. Okay. So now I got those 3. So, I'm going to bring this back in. This piece. Okay, so let me tell you about this piece. Now, normally you would think it would go this way because it seems like it should, huh? But it doesn't. The long piece, that's the long side, the long piece of this attaches to the short side. And then the short side here goes right here. So when you fold it, it's going to go like this. Now, here's a little thing I found. Okay, no matter how many times I have measured, mine overhangs a little bit here. So here's my tip for that. Always start with this side. And I'm going to use, first I'm going to make sure I get a good, this is where you really need a good crisp edge, okay? I always start with this side. And I use tear and tape. because you really want this to stick. But remember, you don't want it all the way down. You only want this side. So you can put the tear tape here. I prefer to do it here in case I make a mistake because I can hide that. So I just basically put it right there, you could see. Again, I do it that way because if I put it on my card here and it's wrong, I'm going to mess my card up. Okay, so let's just lift that off. Okay. And then it depends on where you want this. Some people, you can make great cards having this right in the middle. But of course I already stamped there, so we don't want it in the middle. I want it all the way at the bottom here. Some of the ones I've done before, I've done up a little bit. So it has a little edging here. But this I'm going to do this way. Now, for this one, if I fold it that way, when I fold it, see it pushes. What I prefer to do, and this is just the way I do it, if I glue this down like this, okay, this is kind of, I don't know how to put this. It's bubbly. So what I like to do is I like to fold it first, flip it over, and you see I got a little bit of an edge there. I'm just going to trim that off. I lay it down before I glue it. I see that little edge, and I can trim it. I'm going to actually put it down first. And I'll show you what I mean. Can you see what I'm talking about? Again, it just hangs over a little bit. And I don't know why it drives me nuts. So, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to put my tape, tear and tape here. Now, this one you can put all the way on there because you are gluing that all the way down. And I think I said I was going to cut it first, but I'm not. I lied. I'm going to put it down first and then cut it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to keep that folded, keep this folded. I'm going to lay it down, press it. Make sense? Lift it. Now I know it's perfect. But when I flip it over, I got a little bit of, can you see that little bit of an edge? That's when I trim it. No matter what I do, I always have that little edge. I've tried making it shorter and then it doesn't come out right. So I stick to the directions that I gave you and then I just trim the edge. Thank you, Michelle. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my reindeer on there. Now this reindeer I'm going to put right about here. He can be over a little bit. He can hide a little bit of this deer. It's okay. This one I'm going to put on the inside, right here. And this little guy's going to go on the inside too. Now for this you can use tear and tape or snail. The reason I use snail is sometimes I'm not real sure and snail's a little more forgiving. So I know I can lift it up if I do it in time. So I'm just going to put that there and have him hang over just a little bit. I already know I want this guy right here. So go ahead and snail that down. Or you can put dimensionals. We're going to put a little snail there, though. Didn't want to tear him. Be careful. Okay. I'm going to put him right here. You want to keep him inside the card line, though, because he won't fit in the envelope. Okay, so there's the two of them. Then when you open it up, this little one that's grazing... And again, you could put dimensionals and make it a little puffy. I'm going to put him right here. So there's the start of it. I can glue that down too a little bit more if I want. Then I'm going to get my strip of, this is, and I don't have a measure, I didn't measure this. I don't know. It's a leftover strip, okay, of my Shimmery White. And I'm going to use Happiest Christmas Wishes. I'm going to stamp that right about here because I know I want this cut down. All right. You can use your paper cutter or freehand this. I'm not good at freehanding long lines. I can snip this part of it, but not that part of it. I tell you right now, I won't cut that straight. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. I know me, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it with the paper trimmer. And since I got the paper trimmer out, I'll cut this piece too. I can also make it a little banner one if I want, but I'm sure you girls and guys are tired of seeing me use that paper, that banner punch. And this I'm just going to put right here. So I'm going to snail that down. Again, I could use dimensionals, but that's bad for me. I'm always using dimensionals. Tonight I'm not. And I just want to bring that up a little bit. Can you see that? Okay. Just a little bit so some of that designer series paper comes out. There's my card. And then I'm going to bring in my rhinestones. And some of these are the old ones. I have a sheet of the newer ones, but we'll just use the old ones. Got to use up what you have to. I like the newer ones better, but I do miss these, though. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, and you can do this before you put it on your card. Again, I'm going to take my bronzer, my bronze blend. I use the thicker edge. And I'm going to take the larger one, a larger one. Can you see that? And if you can see, I'm going to bring it up just to see if you can see the difference. You can see that gives it a little bronze look. And then I want a couple of these smaller ones. Now, there's something out there, people say that you should have an uneven amount of doodads. I don't know if that's true. They say it's more eye-catching. I don't know. I don't go by that. I go by what I like. I'm a rebel. What can I tell you? If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one right there. I'm going to put the smaller one right here. Whoop! He ran away. I'm only going to grab him because if I don't, I'll find him on my cat later. Put that one right there. I'm going to open it up inside here. Put a larger one right here. And a smaller one right here. And then I did two other smaller ones because these larger deer to me need an eye. Now you're only looking at one side, so it's not like he's a one-eyed deer. It's just that you're only looking at one side of him. Okay. Let me close that up and put his eye on him there. Okay, there we go. So there is, yeah, I heard the 3s too, but see, I have 2 here, but I guess that makes 3. I don't know. I've seen where people have 2 all over, you know, in groups of 2s, and I think they look fine. I see groups of 3s and 4s. I think whatever you like and whatever makes your card. So there is my card. I think it's a Z-fold. There it is, not trifold, Z-fold card. I think that's what this one was. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I knew it was time. Yeah, Michelle, I do too. Go with what you like, right? You don't have to be different. Okay, so again, here's the other one. So this is the Z-fold card with the dashing deer. And then I'll bring in the other samples again in case somebody missed them in the beginning. Of course, you can rewatch that. Let's move these out of the way. I love this. Oh, I'm having so much fun. I had to put my little Christmas tree back up for my photo. It's always up, but I had to put it back where I take my pictures of my cards because I'm doing so many Christmas cards. And then we have this one. Double Z fold. Thanks, Vicki. And then we have next 2, which are my favorites. Oh, they're all my favorites. Who am I kidding? Gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Not that, I mean, you can't go wrong with this set. and the glimmer paper and the foil. It just looks beautiful together. Thank you, Diana. And then, of course, my tags. So again, these tags, if you're on and you're watching and you're coming to my tag class in September, these are some of the tags we will be doing. So I'm going to switch back the camera now so I can say hi. Hi, everybody. So I really hope you enjoyed Sunday's video. And I have to be honest with you, next weekend, because it's a long weekend, it's time for everybody to just enjoy the end of the summer, take time off, have a long 3-day weekend, and, you know, just enjoy your family. However, I couldn't do it. So I will be back Friday morning, Facebook Friday at 7 a.m. I'm already working on my presentation for that. I just love you stampers so much. So I will be back Friday morning. Don't forget to get your orders in before the end, before August 31st, so that you can be in for my Stamparatus drawing, but also so Stampin' Up! Can give you that $5 coupon. I'm going to pull a name right now from Friday's Facebook Live, and they're going to get, whoever wins is going to get the Berry Burst ribbon. I used the white with the silver trim. Now, when I do the Facebook Live Stamparatus drawing, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way with, you know, everybody's name in the tin, and I'm going to pull it and show you I think that's kind of fun. But I'll be doing that on September 1st. So again, thank you for watching. Let me just... Got my laptop over here. I haven't figured out how to do 3 screens yet. Give me time. Okay. From everybody that left comments and shared my video from Friday. Number 6. Where's my book? Oh, right there. Number 6. Lisa Hoffman. Lisa, I don't think I saw Lisa on yet. Sometimes she checks in later. Lisa, you won the Berry Burst ribbon. I will get that out to you because I have your address. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And have a great Sunday evening. Have a great week. And I'll see you on Friday morning. Bye. Happy stamping.